Today's story is Scamp the Hero from Lady and the Tramp. Be careful, Scamp, Lady called as she watched her son dash across the yard. Don't bounce the ball too hard. Lady, Tramp, and their 4 puppies were playing together outside their home. Scamp, the only boy puppy, was just like his father, always looking for an adventure. After they finished playing ball, Scamp asked to visit the park by himself. All right, Tramp told his son, but be careful. I will, promised Scamp. Scamp bounded out past the fence and onto the sidewalk. There was so much to see beyond his yard. He stopped to watch cars that were honking and beeping at one another. He thought about chasing them, but he remembered his promise to his father. Scamp was determined not to get into any trouble. But it wasn't long before trouble found him. Scamp passed an alley where a pack of big dogs were snarling at a little white poodle. The frightened puppy was backed up against a fence. She couldn't escape. Stay away from me, the little poodle barked. Scamp knew he had to help. He certainly couldn't fight the other dogs, but how else could he scare them away? Then Scamp had an idea. He carefully crept behind a trash can and pushed it over. Clang, clunk, crash! The noise frightened the big dogs away. His trick had worked. Unfortunately, he also made a big mess. Garbage was everywhere. But Scamp was more worried about the fluffy white poodle. Don't be frightened, he told her. I'm friendly. My name is Princess, the poodle said, and you're my hero. Scamp liked being someone's hero. Why were those dogs bothering you? Asked Scamp. Because they wanted this, said Princess. She pulled something out from behind a box. Wow, exclaimed Scamp. It was the biggest bone he had ever seen. Princess offered to share the bone with Scamp, but before they could start chewing on it, 2 police officers walked down the alley. Scamp and Princess quickly hid. Scamp noticed the officers pointing to the garbage can he had tipped over. Uh-oh, he thought. Scamp was worried he would be taken to the pound if they caught him. Then his parents would never let him go out on his own again. Let's get out of here, Scamp whispered to Princess. The 2 puppies bolted away as the policeman examined the messy alleyway. Scamp and Princess raced down a hill and into the park. But all that running had made the puppies very thirsty. Scamp hid the bone beneath a few leaves. Let's get a drink of water before we have this, he suggested. It will be safe here. But when they got back, Scamp saw that a gardener had raked the bone into a big pile of leaves. Scamp sprang into action. He dove straight into the leaves to get the bone back. Hey, stop that, yelled the gardener. Before the gardener could catch him, Scamp grabbed the bone. He and Princess ran away once again, scattering leaves everywhere. Scamp sure was getting into a lot of trouble. Just then, Princess spotted a stern-looking police dog. He seemed to be looking for something. Maybe he's looking for us because of all the trouble I've caused, Scamp worried. He thought about running away again, but Scamp remembered his promise to his parents. He knew what he had to do. Scamp bravely stepped toward the police dog carrying the giant bone. What's going on here? The police dog barked. I made the mess in the alley and scattered the gardener's pile of leaves, Scamp said. But the police dog wasn't listening to Scamp. He was inspecting every inch of Princess's bone. Yes, I think this is it, he announced. What? Scamp asked. Let me explain, said the police dog. Last night there was a robbery at the museum. What did the thief take? Asked Scamp. A giant bone from our dinosaur skeleton, answered the police dog. He looked seriously at Scamp and Princess. That bone was exactly like this one. Where did you get it? I didn't steal it, Princess exclaimed. I found it in the alley. Maybe the real thief hid the bone there, suggested Scamp. The police dog thought Scamp might be right. Come with me, he said. Meanwhile, Lady and Tramp were out looking for Scamp. He had been gone for a long time, and they couldn't find him anywhere. They searched the park, but Scamp wasn't there. Then they went to the pond where Scamp loved to chase the ducks, but Scamp wasn't there. They even went to Tony's restaurant, but Scamp wasn't there either. Lady and Tramp were starting to get very worried. Finally, as they were walking along Main Street, they heard someone shout, Scamp, look over there! Tramp froze in his tracks. He saw a crowd of excited people at the museum down the street. The pair ran inside, hoping to find their son. Lady and Tramp saw Scamp right away. Photographers were taking pictures of him and a white puppy. What's going on here? Tramp asked Lady. I don't know, Lady replied, but I'm just happy that Scamp is all right. When Scamp noticed his parents, he and Princess ran over to them. I'm sorry I didn't come straight home, Scamp told them, but we had to help the police solve a robbery. Your son's a hero, said Princess. Tramp grinned. That's my boy. Princess was the one who found the stolen bone, Scamp said. He wasn't used to so much attention. The director of the museum cleared his throat to make an announcement. To thank all our little heroes, we've prepared a feast. He pointed to a long table covered in treats for the puppies. Scamp licked his lips. He had never seen so much delicious food all at once. And there were stacks of bones for him and Princess to enjoy, even if they weren't from a dinosaur. The end.